Yo, so check this scene. I do ever let people down at all. And those that I let down in the past, I am sorry for that because it was unexpected and that's not me. So this is the beginning of a maybe 3 or 4 part series. What I'm going to do, because this involves personal, in fact I should say reference, also investigations that I've been doing for quite a while, more than 2.5 years. And it's going to scare you all. And I'm telling you as a disclaimer right now, because in this video, the information revealed in no form or fashion is a lie. And you all know I don't stand for lying or racism in any format. And furthermore, because of the interesting gift that the man upstairs gave me, I remember most things. So with that being said, last week, as in today is now the 2nd of April. In fact, 2 weeks prior, I definitely made a visit to City Hall in accordance with what was transpiring with my personal driver's license. And I was disqualified, it would seem, on June the 23rd, 2024. But in the High Court, I had a matter dealing with same traffic offenses, whereas I was arrested unbeknownst to me that I was disqualified from driving. Now, documentation and fraudulent documents in Trinidad and Tobago can give you a jail term of up to 7 years. Fraudulent documents. We are not referring to a possessed stolen item or in regards to say larceny. I went to the High Court and I had 2 different masters in my case, which was a question mark in my head because this is for a fraudulent document matter. 2 High Court masters. So I'm referring to High Court, not District Court in any format. I want all of to stay on the same page with me because you wouldn't understand it unless the story is told in a certain kind of way. So with that being said, when I went to my High Court master, the first one, Master Sarah De Silva, yes, the individual who's known to be involved in corruption and being in collusion with the Sandy Grande police officers. She took 19 days to give me bail for a traffic offense. And in my cell, which but I was in Besson Street, I wanted to listen well, Trinidad and Tobago. There were 2 individuals with $2.5 million in hard marijuana. And I know them very well. One took 2 hours and 27 minutes to get bail. The other took 4 hours and about 34 minutes to get bail. I took 19 days to get bail from a traffic offense. Let that fucking sit in. That's 1. 2. This master had serious pet peeves with individuals who's traffic offenders. So when she saw that I was disqualified and how much points I had, yeah, she definitely decided to make me talk. Mind you, I did not know this was the same justice, as in magistrate, who was serving the Sandy Grande area for years. So that means she knows the officers up there for many years. So why it is that when I made my video based upon situations that she was the same High Court master presently that jurisdicted, or in fact I should say adjudicated over the case involving the 7 officers taking the money from the people in Sandy Grande for extortion purposes, which is police officers. How come nobody decided this was a conflict of interest, being that she's a master now and she knows them personally? All you don't think there's a fucking second red flag? Right, let me get to this now. She was serving up there and she dealt with plenty traffic matters up in that Sandy Grande Magistrates Court. And this is the same woman who went to Tobago. This is the 3rd point now I'm raising. She went to Tobago and slapped up workers and members of staff of a certain hotel guest house. Cussed with the manager because the relationship that she had going on is an abomination. Tell me I'm fucking lying, you know. Tell me I'm lying. Come at me and all with your lawyers, you stinking witch. Right, let me get off that point now. This is the same master that adjudicated my case and took me 19 days to get bail for a traffic offense and a fraudulent document. Let's continue. Within that, she gave me 6 months inside, and I served that term in ECRC. That means 3 months real time. And there's where I meant the interesting, look at my fingers, a very fiery officer named Mr. Lewis, who seemed to have some type of infatuation with me. Yeah. I have to bring up everything in fucking detail so they could know exactly what's going on and why do I act certain types of ways. This is the officer who wanted me to come home with him to do certain things. Tell me that a lie, you know. Tell me that a lie, and I have many officers willing to back up that claim. So here the scene. This is the officer who died in hospital now exactly about a month and 2 weeks now. Yes, Mr. Lewis. Yeah, he does walk real funny and he had a funny voice. And I told him, well, you mash up my Bible and you keep on victimizing me. Cell number 5 in Vinculum. No, I wouldn't forget. I wouldn't forget at all. Yo, so let's get off now to our 4th point with the same master. When this transpired, I had one more sentencing to be done with the same case. Now I was arrested, 1 arrest, with 4 different charges because of the fraudulent offense. Meaning that they're saying that I have a fraudulent document, all well and good. Because a fake DP gets you in trouble in Trinidad and Tobago. You know why I'm highlighting this to all you? The last master is Master George Busby, that just happens to be a professor in Arthur Lockjack and well respected by somebody called Romy, aka Deep Voice. So within that, the lawyer that represented me is from the from the firm that gives you a lawyer for 50 cents, as people will say. Yeah. Let's call him Morris. Keep in mind that name is very important in regards to the UNC government. Once again, bear in mind, his name is Morris. Mr. Busby argued my case before him on 9 different visits. You hear what I just said? I'm giving you all in detail to understand why I act certain ways and why information that's coming to me is very important. On those 9 occasions, some of them were journals, as in adjournments, and then some of them we fought with information that I brought forward through my lawyer and stuff of that nature. Unbeknownst to me that he was not believing things because he's friends with the previous master. As in, I'll repeat it again. He did not want to believe certain things because he was friends with the previous master, meaning Miss De Silva. When Tory jumped out and I did my investigations, he stayed quiet and pretending he did not know anything that transpired. Once again, Trinidad and Tobago, his name is Morris. Right. Let's get back to the point now. Master Busby sent me to Sing Sing on the same day when Miss Julian and her 2 children lost their lives in the Arima fire, which is December the 16th, which has the video up 2 days prior to that involving information I gave about Rohan Sinanan and Master Sarah De Silva being involved in corruption. Notice to this day, it's only because Deep Voice Banton made that video is why she lost a certain caseload and they started to investigate what things really fucking going on. How could it be that you didn't have a conflict of interest from somebody that know the officers personally from the Sandy Grande area for stealing $137,000 from a Chinese businessman and other individuals for the purpose of extortion? So when she did that thing in Tobago, she think that people didn't understand what was transpiring. Now let's get back to Master Busby. Master Busby, what I respect him for, he's the ultimate form and sign of the judicial system, meaning that the law of scales. He gives you a reason to why he's sentencing you. He does his research on you. But then, when I realized that the lawyer that you gave me have a feeling that I am a definite street racer, and furthermore, is being charged and sentenced because I had 96 points on my driver's permit, something was wrong. So when I got incarcerated on that day, I was not a happy individual, but I did not show it. I went down in the cell with a certain Muslim who has been in remand for, listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago, 17 years. So of course he gave me some information, what I didn't tell the public at all. You all trying to fuck up people. The great thing about it, he is from Sandy Grande. Do you understand where my story is going with this? Right, so Mr. Master Busby gave me 1 year hard labor. Yes, so I went GGP. But when he gave me that 6 months real time, remember I just said it was December the 16th when I was incarcerated, when that lady lost her life in the fire and Mr. Rowley was crying. When this transpired now, the same Mr. Lewis took an opportunity to be a jackass for the second time. And Mr. Lord is his friend. And things started to happen to me what not normal towards prisoners. So Mr. Nanan, you think I forget you? Remember when you saw me in GGP, you said, look, the man who caused all the trouble. Trinidad and Tobago, I am the man who make a whole bunch of people forget about the lunch on a Sunday because the victimization was going on. And if you think I'm lying, remember it have one big bottom lady from the Gulf area that knows a very, very influential prisoner. And her name is Alexander. Yes. I don't forget things. So all you're fucking with the wrong people when all you're doing shit to certain individuals. So listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. When I took my time and I built myself, as in built myself after Mr. Lewis made sure that my Bible was ripped up in my cell. You notice that motherfucker is dead right now, right? And this is not a strange thing to happen to me at all. What is going on is that it is linked to certain individuals in society, being that they're victimizing individuals who had sense and bringing out videos of situations that's going on in Trinidad and Tobago right fucking now. Now, what also going on is that it would seem some assholes, and I know some in particular by name, because W. Pussy Clark, who used to stand up in the drain by Valsin, she have a serious beef with me. Yeah, but here the scene, I don't take dick. So you can take all the vagina you want, but yes, I'm a vagina lover too. I love lesbians, because I am one too, you know. I don't mind at all. So you being an asshole and stuff and clenching your freaking service weapon when you're talking to me in downtown Port of Spain by Abercrombie Street some years ago in front of Flo, you think I fucking forgot? Now what's interesting about this is, on April the 6th, 2024, I was arrested by a PC Clark, aka Slim Pig. This is the individual who made sure that I did not get any representation in a certain kind of way because it happened on a Friday night. And I stayed there until the following week. Yeah. But the thing about the Trinidad and Tobago, I lost my then ex-wife to a certain chronic disease. And they didn't have any pity. All well and good. But how it is, I now recollect to myself, not while speaking now, that W. Pussy Clark, Slim Pig Clark, also Clive Clark, somehow fucking related. Remember I tell you I'm half Tobagonian and I find out things. So while I was incarcerated in the ECRC, do you all remember August the 31st what happened in Tobago? With a certain Baptist man pulling out a bull head out of a trunk and they fucking running? And then these fucking assholes really claim to be responsible individuals and doing things to individuals by victimizing. So let's get to the point of one thing, because as I say, the video will be vastly long, but I'm going in and out to show you how intricate what they tried to do to me seriously affected my life in many fucking ways. Now, when a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago gets formally charged, everything's supposed to be on record. Furthermore, High Court is very important. You see like how you hear that door closed there? They try to close the doors so for people to not understand what situations are really fucking going on. What is going on right now is this guy, let's call him Romy once again. Because most people who know me know my whole first name, know my government name, and further know my biblical name. Romy went in to Hall of Justice to ask for the minutes of his High Court matters involving with only one master. You know what I was told? This is 2 years down the road. I'm nearly out an entire year. There's no showing of my fucking name on the system. I want you to correspond with anybody in the law fraternity and ask yourself, is this songing okay? If you get incarcerated, and furthermore, your legal matter is not on the fucking court system, doesn't that seem like something going to happen to you or nobody wants your information out there? I once again will ask the question, does this sound normal to anybody in Trinidad and Tobago right now? Right. We had an inquest into somebody's death and certain men's death that come up to 768 million, I believe it is. Has anybody been arrested? Right, so let's get back to the matter with me now. Why am I bringing up all this? If my records is not on the system, if I served nearly a year in jail for traffic offenses, if I had a bad license, as in a disqualified license, also a fraudulent document, meaning that a fake license, and was supposed to get bail in a certain timely fashion, how come it is $2.5 million in fucking hard marijuana? They get bail, and Rommel get 19 fucking days waiting. At that point in time, I had just lost my wife. So that means my child was grieving. I never forgot what transpired. But the bad thing about it, what it did to me also, there's a case and a situation that I was corresponding with certain people with. I went into licensing office because what happened, there's a certain licensing officer and a red lady, I never got her name. In October, I applied for my license, to reapply for my license because, of course, disqualification period was told to me to be June the 23rd, 2024. Unbeknownst to me, that's when I got arrested later on because I was driving, not knowing that I was disqualified. With that being said, when I applied to reapply for my license, as in last year, October 2025, the female licensing officer told me, sir, we were trying to contact you for nearly 5 days now to tell you that this doesn't apply to you. You know why that is fucking bullshit? Trinidad and Tobago, they corresponded with me with two different email addresses. One is my government name, one is my moniker, Deep Voice Banton. So, you're telling me that you couldn't contact me, but I applied for this online and it was registered to my name until I got a barcode representing who I am and who I be and what day I'm coming in. So, with that also being said, she told me that and the assistant looked at her like, miss, what shit you talking? So, with that being said, Trinidad and Tobago have 3 phone numbers. They couldn't contact me yet. So I made my way down to City Hall for nothing. And while there, I said, miss, you know why that's impossible? Because of the stuff I just explained. So there's a short officer, dark guy, named Mr. Payne. He began laughing. I said, what are you laughing at, sir? That's when I said, don't worry. I will definitely be coming to licensing office soon. The woman then said to me, in the presence of 4 other individuals, and along with a police officer, who I still yet to have his name, she said, if you have a problem with the situation, come to licensing office the next day. Guess what, Trinidad and Tobago? I went in my Manchester United shirt and tons of people shake my hand, hug me and things who I don't even know. They realized I was causing commotion and I went up to 2nd floor where there was a Canadian national. No, not the one that get thrown out of Trinidad and Tobago, but a very popular one. He turned to me and started speaking upstairs. I don't think they like that either. They pulled me in the room. The man's name was Mr. Cunningham, who was dealing with me, which is a very educated young man. The supervisor name, I think, is Miss Sicharan or Sipasad. And the officer in question, Mr. Payne, who was laughing at me, was on her right side. Now, with that being said, why it is your supervisor had to be slapping you on your fucking right leg to tell you hush your cunt in a fucking meeting? And why it is all you get scared when I was going to start recording the audio of what was transpiring? You know why that happening? Because the red woman who told me to come to licensing office, she never came to work that fucking day. So what could I say to that? Guiltiness rest on their shoulders, oh yes, oh yes. So let me get this straight in some closing points because I have some stuff to read from the email. So I can't go as yet, but I'm telling you all this in a fraction because I realize it's going to take 3 or 4 videos to explain what's also going on in Sandy Grande police station in regards to certain officers who have their own blocks and reporting to a certain government minister of how much sales they're making. Right. So the lady that did not come to work, I don't have her name. The officer in question who witnessed this along with the junior girl who got hired from licensing office to assist to the day for City Hall Don't worry. I'll get her name because I know exactly who she is. Mr. Payne, that was laughing when I was walking away from City Hall. Why it is your own supervisor in licensing office have to be slapping your leg to tell you hush your cunt once again. Other than that also, make it be known that the information I have on licensing officers doing illegal things with certain Altezers will make all they get fired immediately. Or better yet, investigated. And if all they think are lying or bluffing, once again, I'm not on that shit. Mr. Payne, I am going to cause a pain in your ass so big you think it would be a hemorrhage coming from somebody with a mandingo inside of your anus. So with that being said, I realize I reached 21 minutes now, and I still ain't even started to read the emails yet of correspondence between licensing office and myself, also the judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago. Because listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago, in 2024, I had 23 visits to HighCourt. You hear what I'm saying? So lie to me another way, but don't lie to Trinidad and Tobago about the things that all they're doing. So let me get this straight line shot out to make you all know things. The same lawyer named Morris went to Guardian Media and disclosed information in regards to my case, in regards to fraudulent documents. And that's why he didn't want to get involved in talking negative about Miss Sarah, or man named Sarah De Silva. And I want you to understand that statement I just make. Because when you go to Tobago, why do you hire Anand Ramlogan to beg on your behalf to become a master? Because you see any greed inside here and the money that it's making. You like abomination relationships? No problem. You're an abomination to fucking Trinidad and Tobago in the judiciary. You fucking like licking? No problem. When I carry on with the second video, I'll highlight more of the shit that you're doing. So last but not least, what's going on with my partner Karen? All these situations that are going on right now is a form of oppression. So what they're doing, if they have no listing of my name on the High Court matter register, that means they're trying to kill who? Yeah. All you fucking now realizing what I'm talking about. But don't worry, listen to everything that comes out of the media and think that the certain reporter on St. Vincent Street, who's a Manchester United fan, does know exactly things that's going on. You know why I'm highlighting that when I'm going right now? Because remember, there's a certain young doctor who real people love. She's from Lopino, ain't? Guess who's very good friends with a certain man wife from the same area? Yeah, investigating what your mother can't. Yeah, so here the scene. We on 23 minutes now. And I even still read the email as yet. And this is information that I telling you about my own safety and what's going on in the judiciary right now as we speak. Because if you're not on this system, they could kill you with police ammunition easily. Right. Think to yourself what I just said, you know, I was fucking incarcerated by 2 High Court masters and none of my information on the system. Okay then. Yeah. And I supposed to be okay with this. And furthermore, seeing my little brother Karen get pulled down the Thursday night and no information about him. No problem. Remember, I have plenty Muslim friends and plenty of them inside. So pushing men in 20-foot containers and torturing them is a serious thing. Trinidad and Tobago as usual. I love you guys. This is part 1. Part 2 will be very explosive. And all you realize, yeah, look how small I get. Yo, water and the truth fucking working. So with that being said, I love you guys. Deuces.